The wife is expected to be of the same category as the husband. She must be prepared to follow the principles of the husband, and then there will be a happy life. The husband is a devotee and the wife is materialistic, then there cannot be any peace at home, in the home. The wife must see the tendencies of the husband and must be prepared to follow him. From Mahabharata we learn that when Gandhari understood that her would-be husband Dhritarashtra was blind, she immediately began to practice blindness herself. Thus she covered her eyes and played the part of a blind woman. She decided that since her husband was blind, she must also act like a blind woman. Otherwise she would be proud of her eyes and her husband would be seen as inferior. The words Samanuvratha indicates that it is a duty of a wife to adopt the special circumstances in which the husband is situated. Of course, if the husband is as great as Kardama Muni, then a very good result accrues from following him. But even if the husband is not a great devotee like Kardama Muni, it is a wife's duty to adopt according to his mentality. That makes married life very happy. It is also mentioned herein that by following the strict vows of a chaste woman, Principal Devahuti became very skinny and therefore her husband became compassionate. She knew that she was the daughter of a great king and yet she was serving him just like an ordinary woman. She was reduced in health by such activities and he became compassionate and addressed her as follows. Dedication and commitment that Devahuti had towards Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni was a great devotee, great Vaishnava, beyond the three modes, free from lamentation and hankering. So that was the elevated position of Kardama Muni. And Devahuti, being the daughter of a king, an emperor, having lived in a palace with great opulence, with countless number of helps, she found herself out of place in the ashram of Kardama Muni. But as a wife should be doing, she completely dedicated herself to Kardama Muni. She undertook all the austerities that was required to live with him, all the religious observances, so much so that it is described here that she became emaciated, practically became skin and bones. A person whose princess lived in the palace, now she lived the life of a ascetic practically. So the principle of service to the husband is so important that you see here that somehow she expected great blessings from him, it says. She was fully devoted to her husband, looked upon him as greater than providence. Providence means destiny. Thus she expected blessings from him. That means by his blessings my destiny itself can change. By blessings of the Vaishnava, my destiny can change. Therefore she saw him as even greater than providence. Having served him for a long time, she grew weak, etc. So these are all, as I have been, all these verses I have been connecting how the disciple should be towards the spiritual master. This is a typical example. If the husband is a, person who does not accept Krishna as God, who does not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then by showing this kind of, this extent of surrender, will simply remain at the materialistic level. Still, no doubt, a woman who is very chaste to the husband, having married without seeing any great qualification, will serve the husband unless something contrary to the principles of religion is being directed to be done. As far as hard work is concerned, one does not think that I should not waste my time here. One may ask, why is it so? Why can't one just give up one's husband who is not Krishna conscious and go to someone else, or be without a husband? Why is it so? I mean, in the interest of deeper, if somebody is properly married as per the Vedic system, then actually it is a great opportunity for the wife to develop these kind of wonderful qualities, even if the husband is not a great devotee. That statement Prabhupada is saying. If the husband is as great as Kardama Muni, then very good result accrues from the following. But even if the husband is not a great devotee like Kardama Muni, it is wife's duty to adopt herself to his mentality. So in other words, what is the most important point? All living entities in this material world should take every opportunity to learn how to be a servant. See, this is a key thing in these principles. Otherwise, you can't understand these things. Even if the husband is not perfect, wife has to serve. So it's an opportunity, destiny. I have come here, I am in such a situation. I have to develop this consciousness of not being the servant of him. I have to develop the consciousness of being a servant first. Because this lauding tendency is the biggest thing that we have to cleanse from our heart in this material world. I am independent, I control things. This controlling tendency is actually Avaishnava, controlling tendency. Devotees don't try to control things, they execute their duties. Srila Prabhupada controlled the entire Krishna consciousness movement. But he was not controlling. The attitude was not controlling. As an institutional head, so many things, authority has to be exercised. The others may feel it as authority. This is a different question. How people see is a different thing. And how the person who is doing his service, what is his attitude, they are two different things. One may see Prabhupada as controlling the entire institution. But he did not have any Ishvara bhava. What was the alternative? Alternative to controlling is what? Duty. Alternate to duty is what? Devotion. Higher than duty is devotion. So Prabhupada, his aspect of controlling the Krishna consciousness movement in the worldly eyes, he's an acharya, he's a paramahamsa, he doesn't have to control anything. But his act was coming out of devotion to Krishna. He was not controlling. Every act was, in other words, when he had devotion to Krishna, what we see as he controlling, who is controlling? Krishna is controlling. So he let Krishna control. Krishna is the only controller. When we do not have devotion, then what do? When we do not have devotion to Krishna, guideline is given from the Shastra. What is it? Do your duty. Suppose you are in a controlling position. then you always have to assess that am I getting controlled rasa or am I getting duty rasa? And you should also think that duty rasa also I should cross one day and come to devotion rasa. Every service should be devotion rasa. Devotion to my Guru and Krishna. So, so the principle behind all these instructions, if you see, is to cultivate and culture the consciousness in a soul of servitude. When we just come into Krishna consciousness, when we are young, we may get excited. Yes, so much is there to be done for Srila Prabhupada and Krishna consciousness movement. I want to do that, I want to do this, I can do so many things, I should do it, I should give my life to Prabhupada. Very wonderful sentiment. And when the devotee comes, then Prabhupada's inspiration, okay, you want to do so many things for me. Okay, go and live in the association of Vaishnavas. He gives them inspiration to join. Because it is only in the association of Vaishnavas, the element of sadhu sangha comes into picture. Because sadhu sangha is very essential for advancement. So Guru is giving an opportunity. It is under the blessing of Guru, it is under the blessing of Prabhupada that we have an international society for Krishna consciousness. Now here, okay, go in for association, sadhu sangha. Because it is in sadhu sangha that one becomes humble. It is in sadhu sangha that one becomes humble. Otherwise, he can learn the theory of humility, but he will not become humble. Just like Devahuti left her palace and she went to Karma Muni. In the same way, we should leave everything and come. If you want to do something you want to serve Prabhupada, then you have to attract the attention of Prabhupada by first becoming a disciplined disciple. Prabhupada has given so many things, and those disciplined disciple you can become in association of devotees. You become humble in the association of devotees. Then slowly the devotee learns. Just like the devotee joins, we make him wash pot. He washes pot. Why? Because only action will purify. Whatever you hear in classes, all these things will become action only when will become realized only when we act on that platform. So it does not matter. She became emaciated, serving Kardama Muni. It was not her nature. Her nature is to be a queen, to be a princess. Marry some king and be like a queen. But she came here for the blessings of Kardama Muni. Similarly, we come to Krishna consciousness movement and become disciple of Srila Prabhupada to attract his blessings. Just like Devahuti attracted the blessings of Kardama Muni, we have to attract the blessings of Srila Prabhupada. We cannot be a riffraff and attract the blessings of Krishna. We cannot be a puffed up devotee and attract the blessings of Krishna. We have to adopt the lifestyle given Srila Prabhupada. Devahuti adopted the lifestyle of her husband. We have to adopt the lifestyle given by Srila Prabhupada in Krishna consciousness movement, with proper principles behind it. And that happens in the community, in the association of Vaishnavas. Then we see after pot washing, then he is made an assistant preacher. He used to carry the beef case and go with another devotee who may not be very serious, very, very senior or even serious. Just because he's assistant preacher, he has to learn how to support a preacher. Many times assistant preacher may say, "Oh my God, this my senior preacher is blind." You also put up blind. Like Gandhari did. Like Gandhari did. Do it. You are here for devotional advancement. She didn't want to be more puffed up than Dhritarashtra. She put up blind and she walked the whole life. As long as you are assistant preacher, just go. Blind. No, I can do better this one. Maybe it may be a fact. One always understand that achievement in Krishna consciousness is, first achievement is for yourself. What is that yourself? An opportunity, a situation is given for you to take one more step in devotional service, in your devotional qualities. Every opportunity is a test for the devotee to advance in Krishna consciousness, to take more austerity, to become more tolerant, to become more patient. A sincere devotee's achievement is always directed towards self-purification and becoming a good devotee. Sometimes devotees are misdirected because of the mode of passion. They simply think, they don't know the value of all these things. They think, when I can get out of assistant pujari? When I can get out of assistant preacher? Why? When you are there, you please learn all the lessons. When you can get out, Krishna will decide. Krishna is in control. You are engaged, your desire is to engage in devotion service. The devotee is thinking, when I can do this, when I can do this, when I can do this, when I can, some big things for Prabhupada I can do. So all this passion is being vented out for his gratification in the name of for Prabhupada. It will not work. Prabhupada says, you become devotee, I'll put great services on your plate. First things first. Prepare yourself to be a proper Vaishnava. Prepare yourself to be a servant mood. Unless you serve other Vaishnavas, you cannot get into servitude mood. Or unless that servitude mood is already there from past life, due to being very advanced in previous life. The devotee is, very humble right from beginning. He does not, go into lauding mode at all. All small things are there, devotee just give in, no? Unless it affects his major devotion service, he just gives in to the other person. Okay, you win, I lose. You win, I lose. He is seeing that a very small thing. It is not that my devotion service will go away if he wins. Or Prabhupada's service is affected if he wins. My ego is affected if he wins. So for small things, devotees fight. then where it is all egoistic. Servitude attitude is not learnt. It is a treasure. If one develops the attitude of service, this is the treasure to go back to Godhead. Knowing the principle of that. Not that we are blind to truth. Not that we are blind to truth. Even if truth is there. To be a servant is more important. In certain matters. In most of the matters. That is why it said that better to do your own duty imperfectly than somebody else's perfect. Duty perfect. Somebody else's work perfectly. Because in doing that, then you are just like this Gandhari, putting a blind thing, and then she is working, serving Dhritarashtra. One should think Krishna is giving him an opportunity how to be humble. Devotee can even think, materially he may be able to assess the truth that this person is, I can feel every step that this person who is my immediate, person to whom I am assigned to do service with. Most of the things I can feel can be done better. Oh, it's a great opportunity for you to become humble. It's all right. So Devahuti is, just see, this is a very nice Leela of the Lord, by which a princess, deserving to be a queen, comes and serves Kardamamuni with all her, and completely become emaciated. And then you will see later on how Kardamamuni completely blesses her, is pleased with her and blesses her. An upstart devotee who does not understand this entire principles of sadhu sangha, he thinks that I am there, Prabhupada is there, Prabhupada's book is there. It's actually, and then he does not understand that Prabhupada told about sadhu sangha. Prabhupada told the bhakti process includes sadhu sangha. And then he thinks of doing big things. Whole life he will waste. Not even small thing he will do for Prabhupada. I have seen this many times. Because nothing is big for Prabhupada and Krishna. When we develop our humility, that is very big for Prabhupada and Krishna. Big achievement. Lord in the heart is very pleased. Oh, this devotee is developing the quality of humility, developing the quality of servitude, developing the quality of dependence. He is not in the quality thinking always I have to be independent. So we should not forget the role. That is why Prabhupada said, I have given this institution for association. We have created this International Society for Krishna Consciousness to give an opportunity for sadhu sangha, which is an extremely fundamental requirement to advance. One should not simply think that, okay, I am in the group of all devotees so that, I want to serve Prabhupada, so I get prasadam, I get this, I get this, I get this, I get this. See rest of the organization as only an organization and not as a fulfillment of a very important spiritual principle in the growth of a Vaishnava. That respect should be there, that value should be there. And that value is there, then the devotees will never leave the association of Vaishnavas. And such people any devotee who thinks that I can do without the association of devotees is an illusion. He is just fulfilling his ambitions to do big, to be known as a big devotee. This is the point. This disease of name and fame never leaves the jiva. It goes on behind the jiva. You come into association of Vaishnava, there also it goes behind. I want to be famous devotee. Anywhere fame and name attracts like honey. We have to be extremely cautious. Here the Leelas of the great devotees who never came into the limelight even. Let's say historically we are seeing so many devotees, big, personalities, great personalities, acharyas we have heard of. They come forward. By Krishna's arrangement there, Krishna is a name and fame of a devotee, not his acquisition. It is Krishna's blessings. Prabhupada is famous, it's Krishna's blessing. He never sought that. Likewise, for service of Krishna, if some name and fame is not required, there will be many, so many pure devotees who will quietly do their service and go away. Society may not know. Maybe they are not chosen by the Lord to do certain service which comes in the public knowledge. So we have to learn how to become a pure devotee. Pure devotee does not mean, a pure devotee means equal to becoming a famous devotee. The whole world may not know at all. There will be a pure devotee who will live in the temple and then he will leave his body and go back to Godhead. Develop his purity. There is no question of imitation. I should become like him. Everybody is what they are. For the fundamental principle is to make advancement in spiritual life. And how do you make advancement in spiritual life? Not simply by ambitious services. I'm warning, this ambitious service is equal to mode of passion. Without developing the servitude attitude. Through the process for several years, not that you servant attitude of servant comes by, that I am servant of Krishna, you're reading, okay, one item you get, it's over. That one knowledge item, I am servant of the servant, it takes so many years to become, to get into your consciousness. The reason for our existence in this material world is because we are refusing to be the servant. The attitude of being the servant is very, very, very important. And that will find its place according to Guru, Krishna, various slots one may fall into. But one should understand that wherever I am, this is what I am practicing. My purification means this is what I am practicing. And this is what my Guru and Krishna wants me to do. When this happens, then to do big things for Prabhupada, to do all the desires I have for Prabhupada, will happen like this, without a material struggle. Without a material struggle, Krishna will sanction. He will send everything. And then the devotee feels grateful. He sees, oh, what is this miracle happening? This is not my ability. This is not my devotion. It is a blessings from Prabhupada. And the devotee becomes more humble. So this is a path. We are not in organization to do more and more things and, climb in the corporate. Like in the corporate world, try to become more and more leadership position, all these kind of things. In Krishna consciousness movement, in a sadhu sangha, in sadhu's association, you follow Prabhupada's system. This following is both for those who are leading and those who are following. Both are bound to follow Srila Prabhupada's system. And the leader gets the service of leadership, the followers also get the opportunity to please Prabhupada by following. And the leader gets an opportunity to develop humility, the followers develop the quality to get humility. Both are in the process, both are going through the test of serving and not lauding. And that is a challenge that we are when we are in the sadhu sangha. Any questions? जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.